Well, good afternoon and welcome to Fight Week here in Sydney. We are live from the Entertainment Quarter at Moore Park, just a short distance away from the Hordern Pavilion, which will be home to Wednesday's blockbuster battle between two-time world champion Keith Thurman and Aussie rising star Brock Jarvis, who we will be hearing from very shortly at our official pre-fight press conference. But before we take it there, it's a very good afternoon to fellow two-time world champion Sean Porter, who we are delighted to have joining us here in Sydney this week. Great to see you. You obviously know Keith Thurman well. You fought against him. You've just seen him a few moments ago for the first time in quite a few months. How is that interaction for you?
Keith is Keith, as we all know, and I think he's been making quite a buzz around here in Sydney as well. Classic Keith.
It is classic Keith. We've had a lot of verbal barrages from him since the moment he arrived here in Oz. You know what it's like to be on the receiving end of those. What can we expect from him today, 48 hours out from this fight? You know,
Keith, he stays pretty turned on for the most part. Doesn't take much to get him going. But I think with this fight getting a little closer to the fight, a little closer to the action, I think we'll see him kind of pull in on the energy he's been giving out and start reserving it now for fight night. So we might see a calmer Keith today. We'll see.
Interesting. Well, for someone like Brock Jarvis, though, who really hasn't been on the receiving end of too much trash talk during his career, certainly not to this extent, just how tough do you think it's been for him to handle?
Especially when it's not something you see often, you know. So I think in a lot of ways, Brock outside of the ring hasn't seen anything like Keith Thurman. The same thing goes for in the ring. So I think best thing for Brock to do is to get used to this kind of energy, try to figure out how do I handle this now. If he's able to manage that in the next 2 days, then he should have a easier time trying to manage it on fight night. But I think for the most part, this is all brand new to him. And for Keith, just keep it going like that, you know. But for Brock, figure out a way to transition and fight with it.
Okay, well, with it being the Thurman show, it means that Michael's a rapper. He's going to have to take a bit of a back seat, which will be not really what he likes to do. But even still, what are you expecting from him today? One of the most polarising figures in Australian boxing. He's going to feature in our co-main event on Wednesday.
I think it's interesting you say he's got to take a back seat. I know that he doesn't want to, so I got a feeling up there Michael's going to try to really take control and make sure that everybody knows, hey, Keith is here, but so is Michael Zarafa. Should be a fun press conference ahead of us.
All right, well, let's see what unfolds. Let's get to Ben Damon now for our pre-fight press conference.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sydney's Entertainment Quarter and welcome to Fight Week, the main event this Wednesday night that you can see live at Sydney's Hordern Pavilion or live, of course, on main event television is between the former two-time world champion in Keith Thurman from the United States and Brock Jarvis, the emerging star of Australian boxing, with two very, very confident fighters the further we get towards this big fight. Ben Damon's my name. Looking forward to calling these fights on Wednesday night. Of course, you can access main events via KO or Foxtel. Some really good fights throughout the prelims. They'll begin at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time on Wednesday on Fox Sports. And then we go to pay-per-view at 7 p.m. local time with a stacked card. And we're going to talk to plenty of those fighters who have joined us here at the official press conference as well today. We'll finish it all by chatting to both Keith Thurman and Brock Jarvis as well. But we'll start by talking to the promoter of this event, George Rose. George, great to see you. I mentioned that people are really starting to lean into this promotion the closer we get, and they all seem to be developing very, very stern opinions about what's going to happen. What have you been hearing and what have you been feeling?
Yeah, look, there's very, very strong opinions both ways. I think if you can't get excited, you can't get hyped up from a fight. When you listen to Keith Thurman, you will never get hyped up for a fight. This bloke has been unreal the last few weeks. Everybody's either pro-Thurman or pro-Jarvis, and they're very staunch in where they're standing. People think it's going to end early both ways. And I think both have got merits. Both of what they're saying has got merits. You look at Thurman's record, you look at what he's achieved in the sport. We've got a future Hall of Famer here, out here in Australia, opening up our pay-per-view season here, across the road here at Hordern Pavilion, and we've got a guy who finishes fights. Brock Jarvis is an absolute finisher. He's got a great knockout record, and he's looking to increase that on Wednesday night.
Have you seen a main event with this level of confidence on either side? Keith Thurman clearly thinks he wins this fight and easily, and Brock Jarvis, well, he looks the part, that's for sure, and he's talking it up as well. He seems very confident.
Well, both have got every right to. Like I said, both have got fantastic records, both believe in themselves, and that's what you love. When you come into a fight like this, when both fighters are supremely confident that they will win this, I know that we're going to get a show on Wednesday night. I know that they're absolutely going to turn it on, and it's going to put the pressure on everybody else to try to step up if they want to steal this show.
Can you tell us a bit more about what stakes are on the line here in the main event? Of course, we've got Thurman and Jarvis. A lot of talk about Tim Tszyu lurking off in the future. Is that the plan? What is the plan for the main event winner?
Look, I was just excited to be able to get Keith Thurman out here to start off with. The fact that he's here and he loves it here in Sydney, I'd love to bring him back. So if he gets a win, yeah, let's make it happen. If not, we can bring him out with Sean Porter as well. You know, it's great to have Sean out here every time that he comes out, but I'd love to have Keith out here as well anytime. But Brock gets a win here, absolutely opens up his future in the sport. There's big fights for him, big opportunities. Keith gets a win and, you know, he continues on that fantastic records that he's got. And as I said, I'd love to get him back out here.
Let's talk about the co-main event. You've got Bashir I, who's joined us from Germany, and Michael Zarafa, who's joined us from Melbourne. What's the plan for the winner there? I know you've got a deal with Zarafa. Where does he go to from here if he can get through Bashir?
It's a massive fight for Zarafa. He's just come off the back of a world title fight. He's been in the top world rankings for quite some time. He's a guy that believes that he should be at the top of the world, and he's a guy that a lot of people want to get in the ring with. There's a lot of people who want to fight Michael because he sells a fight. He's very entertaining. It's quite funny because this time around, you know, we haven't heard much from Michael. Usually he's a guy with the big quotes, the big statements that we hear of so much leading into a fight, but he's been very quiet leading into this one. Obviously, Keith's been outstanding and stealing a lot of the limelight. But Michael is a guy who can steal the show, who can put on a fantastic performance, who has got a lot of personality, and people want to get in the ring. People want to punch him in the face, and that's a really good thing when you're trying to match fights. So for Michael, when he gets in and has this opportunity, it's a very tough fight for him, very high world-class fight. He gets a win here, it only just keeps progressing him on to what's next. And as I said, plenty of people want to punch him in the face.
He has been quiet, you are right. We'll see how he goes today, though, Michael Zarafa. We'll talk to him shortly. Just a word on the rest of this card as well. I know one of the fights that people are really looking forward to is Kira Rustin against Tonga Tongo. That is an outstanding fight for the Australian light heavyweight title.
Yeah, look, and a big shout out to our matchmakers for getting this one done. This one really excites me. I really like Kira, I really like Tonga. I've been hanging to get both of these guys on our show for quite some time. The fact that they're stepping in against each other, you give these guys some credit. They've got big balls, really big balls, both of them, because both undefeated fighters, both big knockout power, and they're stepping in against each other on Wednesday night. That is one definitely not to miss. And as I said, I'm pumped for it. If I'm pumped for it, you need to be pumped for it too, because it's going to be a good fight. But not only that, we've got a great card to go with that. Matteo Tapia is back in Australia, fighting in his home city again. So really good to have Matteo back here. We went to the footy the other night. He brought some luck to the Seagulls. The Seagulls absolutely demolished the Cowboys. So he's bringing good vibes with him. He's going to have a fantastic performance as well. And so much young talent that we can show off on this card. So many great prospects coming through here that we'll get the chance to showcase. As we said, you said it's a stack card at the start of your announcement. I don't even refer to them as stack cards anymore. They're no limit cards. That's just what we bring. We bring stack cards every time. Every one of these fights can steal the show. Every one of these fighters can become household names and future stars in boxing.
Best place to watch it is on Main Event, of course. Really looking forward to bringing the coverage to everyone around Australia, but if you can get to the Hordern, any tickets?
Get down to the Hordern. It's the best place to watch it. We always put on a good show. We always put on a great live event. You get to see a future Hall of Famer fight live. You get to see the future stars of Australian boxing fight live. And as I said, we'll put on a fantastic night over here. Come down, watch it live. If not, kick back, watch it on the lounge. Main Event KO, you know where it's at.
Yeah, it starts at 5 o'clock as well. Thanks a lot, George. And you'll see the prelim fights first of all. They're for free, of course, on Fox Sports. Some really good names amongst that line. Jacob Clenshaw is here, I noted. We've got Jason Fawcett fighting as well. And we'll have a talk to a couple of the others who've joined us up the front. Lynn Sandstrom, former world title challenger. Lynn, good to see you again. Another really exciting fight for you and a big fight on a big card.
Yeah, thank you so much to No Limits for having me on this card again. I am thrilled to be fighting in Sydney and for, a massive fight.
And you must have a desperate need to have a win in that building after fighting for the world title, coming so close, and now getting an opportunity to jump right up the top of the division again.
No, definitely. I mean, I'm number 3 in the world at the moment with the WBA, and now we're fighting for the gold world title and the IBF International. So it's a massive opportunity, and I'm here to take it for sure.
Okay, thank you so much, Lynn. We'll head to the other end of the front table, and Charlie Kazzy will be headlining the prelims against Nort Beauchamp, who I did see here as well, and always good to have Nort here in the country. Charlie, that is a big opportunity for you. A lot of eyes on a fight against someone that we already know in Nort Beauchamp, and people, I guess, will be able to be firmly introduced to you. How are you feeling ahead of this big opportunity?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, Ben. Keen to be headlining the prelims. Look, I know what I'm in front of. I'm in front of a tough competitor in boat champ who's fought the likes of Brock Jarvis, Huey Dibb, Jackson England and Sam Goodman, but credit to them, a lot of them fought him when they were in their 20th and 18th fight. I'm fighting him when I'm in my 8th fight. So I know what I'm in for, and I can't wait to showcase my abilities and skills.
And I know there's a lot on the line for you as well, because discussions about you fighting for a youth world title in your next fight, if you can get through this, does that increase the pressure on you in a fight like this?
Pressure makes diamonds. God willing, we get past this test on Wednesday night, then we hopefully can prevail to a youth world title down the line.
Okay, thanks so much. That's Charlie Kazi. That's the prelims. I'll talk to a bunch of the fighters on this undercard as well before we get to our main event fighters a little bit later on. So 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, the main event pay-per-view does begin. The first of the fights that you'll see there will be Cronulla's Jordan Martin against this man, Sonny Knight, who brings an undefeated record to the ring. He's sitting in the middle of the front table there. Sonny, great to see you again. How did you enjoy the experience last time out in front of that big crowd and being involved in such an entertaining fight?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank No Limits for this opportunity again, and shout out to my team and my sponsors. But yeah, last time it was good. It was good to experience it. You know, just a little kid from a little country town, you know, chasing his dream and watching all the No Limit cards growing up, and seeing Tim fight at the Hordern Pavilion for the first time is what made me want to always fight on a No Limit card. And now I've had the taste of all that, you know, I'm here to set a stone and show everyone what I've got and my abilities.
Yeah, tell us about what you're expecting in a fight like this against Jordan Martin. He's got a good record. He's a big, tall fella at your weight division. What kind of a fight do we get?
Yeah, he's tall, his range is southpaw. He's going to be tough, no doubt. He's a bit more experienced than me, but if I don't accept challenges like this, then you won't grow, and that's what I'm looking to do. You know, I'm young, and I can't wait to have this challenge in front of me come Wednesday, and yeah, just excited for it.
Okay, well said. Thank you very much to Sonny Knight. He'll take on Jordan Martin as part of the main event pay-per-view. It'll kick off the coverage, in fact, from 7 p.m. Really looking forward to the fight that we mentioned for the Australian light heavyweight title. Tonga, his professional record, 9-0 with 9 stoppages. His opponent, Kira Ruston, 4-0 with 4 stoppages. I'm going to start with Kira, who joins us at the front table as well. Great to see you, and just great to have you here. You've just arrived from Queensland, where clearly people are doing things pretty tough with some awful weather just at the moment. What's your weekend been like?
Luckily, I didn't really have any troubles with it, but a lot of my friends did. And thankfully, I made it down this morning and I was straight to the event here. Happy to be here. Just
bring that microphone towards yourself, Kira. Yeah, you've got your suitcase here as well. Credit to you both for taking a fight like this. Why were you willing to step up against someone who plenty are wanting to avoid, a knockout artist like Tonga?
Oh, it's been a difficult time to get an opponent for me starting out in the pros. And when this opportunity came up, I had to take it on such a big event, on No Limit, a big pay-per-view event, and I think Tonga's someone that's going to bring out the best of me, and I can actually showcase my skills. They haven't gone for too long. I know he's the same too, so should be a good night.
Is that a test for you, do you think, the fact that this is a 10-round fight? You've only got into the second round once as a pro so far.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of tests, but that's what excites me as a fighter. Like, fighters fight, and I think we've both proven that now. And Wednesday night, we get to get it on.
What happens in this fight? Everyone has differing opinions with 2 knockout artists and a fight that everyone wants to see. What are you expecting the end result to be, and how does it happen?
I think our records speak for themselves. So as good as it would be for our development, for it to go the distance, I think it probably ends up in another finish.
All right, thank you, Kira. I'll talk to Tonga now. I know he's not too excited about this part of proceedings, but he generally lets his fist do the talking. He's going to have to speak, though, now. Welcome. Good to see you, Tonga. How are you feeling about the challenge that this man presents in front of you? He's saying it's a knockout either way. Are you in agreement?
Yeah, just... we'll just box, and then if it happens, it happens.
If it happens, it happens. Are you expecting it to happen, though? Because each of your 9 opponents so far have been stopped. Is that how you feel when you have a look at this matchup?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, you got anything else for us? You want to just throw something out, or you're done?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay. Well, that's your introduction to Tonga. I tell you, he's much noisier in the ring. 9 stoppages so far in his 9 fights. That is a fight you cannot afford to miss. The Australian light heavyweight title, and it should be an absolutely brilliant fight. Now, we'll have a talk to a couple of men now who've done a fair bit of sparring together and now will meet in a prominently placed fight on a big show like this. I talk of Matteo Tapia and Sergey Vorobev. I'll start with Sergey. Great to see you again, Sergey. How are you feeling about entering the ring against Matteo Tapia, someone who you've sparred plenty of rounds against?
Hello, everybody. Let's practice my English. First of all, I want to say a big thanks to No Limit Boxing Promotion for another opportunity to showcase my skills. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. And thank you to my team, my coach Anton, my manager Jake, my dietitian Rosie, my cutman Mitch, and my strength coach Kevin. Thank you for that, look. And I want to say a special thanks to my beautiful Mia. Yeah, she helps me a lot. She helps me so much, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mia, I love you. And I'm really excited to put on this great show. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Rose. George, thank you, guys.
There you go. Sergey, just a word on the fight itself. You know a lot about Matteo Tapia. What happens in this fight?
Oh, it was really interesting sparring sessions. Yeah, brother? I think fight will be more interesting than our sparring sessions. And I can say to Matteo, I must break you.
I'll just go straight to Matteo for a response. Please, Matteo Tapia.
Yeah, sparring. We're different animals on the fight night, so I can't wait to show that.
He seems to come into this fight with a lot of confidence, or do you just think he's naturally a confident guy?
That's Sergey. That's Sergey in a nutshell, that's all I can say.
Do you mind that in an opponent, that bravado, the charisma that he clearly brings to these fights, or does that excite you?
No, it doesn't bother me. When they step in the ring, they feel what it's like to be there in with me.
And what is it like to be in there with you? We saw you in a Fight of the Year candidate last time out. Clearly you've got some very big plans, but just how good do you think this version of Matteo Tapia is?
I'm willing to die in there, and I think that's what sets me different from other fighters on this table. I'm willing to put my life on the line and bleed and come out victorious. And yeah, like I said, that's what sets me different.
Yeah, we saw that last time out, no doubt. Sergey, just back to you for one moment. I just wanted to ask, you've done a lot of rounds in preparation with both Michael Zarafa and with Brock Jarvis. Can you just give us an insight into how you think those two fighters are going after your sparring?
Wow, it's really great, guys. Zarafa, I had sparring with Zarafa. It was really good sparring. He's ready. He's really ready. And Brock Jarvis, thank you for sparring, brother. It was great. Both guys ready for fight, 100%.
Okay, thank you, Sergey. And finally, to you, Matteo, do you have interest in this main fight? I know you live down the road from Keith Thurman. Brock Jarvis, clearly someone who's come through the ranks alongside you. What are you thinking about our main fight?
Yeah, look, it's definitely an exciting fight. It can go either way, to be honest. I mean, you can look at it both ways. Does Keith get old or does youth win? We don't know, so it'll be an exciting matchup for the main event, and yeah, we'll just have to see what happens.
Okay, thanks so much to Matteo Tapia and Sergey Vorobev. You'll see that fight, of course, as part of that main event broadcast. Now we head up to the top table and we'll talk to the co-main event fighters first of all. And Bashir I joins us from Germany. He's 19-1 as a professional with 9 knockout victories so far. He will fight against Michael Zarafa. Bashir, welcome. Good to see you. You're getting a round of applause. You seem to have got, Bashir, quite a lot of support since you've been here. Have you felt the support?
Yeah. Since I'm here, I feel very much support. I'm very surprised. Everywhere where I go, they treat me very well, and me and my team are very happy, and we are very thankful for this opportunity. And thank you also, No Limit, and I will give my best at Wednesday.
You told me the other day people are saying that they want you to win this fight. What are they saying to you about your opponent, Michael Zarafa?
I don't know why. I met him in a supermarket. He was nice to me. I don't have reason for trash talk. Some people want to see trash talk. I can't. He does nothing to me. So why I have to do trash talk? We'll see in the ring. It's sport, you know. We'll see in the ring. If he's better, he should win. If I'm better, I will win. And yeah, that's not like war. That's a sport.
Okay, thank you, Bashir. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
And that'll take us to Michael Zarafa, 32-5 as a pro with 20 stoppages. Michael, always good to see you. Seems a nice guy, Bashir, doesn't he?
Yeah, look, he's a gentleman. Him and his team, got nothing but respect for them. He's coming to take what I believe is rightfully mine. But like you said, may the best man win on the night. But I'm going there to make a statement. And like you said, I've been quiet leading into this fight.
You've been very quiet. Why have you been so quiet, Michael?
Yeah, look, I've just been focusing more on the boxing and the training and getting the mind right. And, I feel 1,000 times better and I feel super strong physically, mentally, emotionally. And it will come Wednesday night.
What does this fight mean to you? Clearly, the co-main event on a big show like this, you've done your deal with No Limit. Where to from here should you get past Bashir I?
Look, I'm not looking past anybody. Obviously, I take one fight at a time. But if all goes well and I get through Bashir on Wednesday, there's potential fights with, me and Tim. Glenn's here. We got unfinished business, and there's also Keith Thurman. Tim doesn't want to fight me, and Tim doesn't want to fight Keith. So it makes more of a reason for me and Keith to fight if he gets through Brock Jarvis.
Is it not the situation that the main event fighter is meant to fight against Tim next? Is that not your understanding?
Well, Tim, I know. Tim, everyone thinks that everyone runs from Tim. Tim just got this thing in his head that he thinks that everyone runs from him, but I definitely haven't. Keith definitely hasn't. Charlo definitely didn't. All these fighters didn't run from him. We're talking about absolute killers overseas and in Keith as well, And Tim believes that everyone runs from him. So if I'm here, I'm ready to fight for him. And if Keith wants to fight, doesn't want to fight both of us, well, then me and Keith can get it on.
There you go. So what about the main event? Who do you think does win this fight between Keith Thurman and the man alongside you, Brock Jarvis?
Look, even though Brock had a little bit of stuff to say to me on social media, it is what it is. But, credit to him for stepping up and fighting a guy like Keith. Keith, I'm a big fan of Keith. He's an animal. Look at his resume. And if you look at resumes, you'd back Keith 99% of the time. But, youth, he's hungry. He's coming up and fighting with the big boys in a bigger division. But, it's a good fight. It can go either way. Does the gatekeeper keep holding on and protecting what's rightfully his, or does the youth, the young up-and-comer, come up and steal the show? It's a tough one, but I'm just excited to be a part of the show and like I said, go out there and do what I've got to do against my opponent get the win.
Bit of chaos last time we had you in Sydney, of course. What happens this time around with Team Zarafa in Sydney in a fight?
Yeah, look, what happened last time shouldn't have happened. I love my brother and respect to my brother. He just did what any brother would have done, and unfortunately, it should not have happened. I'm just glad that no one got obviously injured or hurt, and shout out to obviously Tommy Brown and McCurry for that. It was bad on my behalf, and I take ownership in that. But like I said, we put it behind us. We move forward. Obviously, hopefully that never happens ever again. It doesn't look good for the sport. It doesn't look good for myself. But like I said, my brother just had my back as anyone else's brother would do. And like I said, if it was reversed, they would have done the exact same thing. So it is what it is. Like I said, I put it behind me. I'm just ready to go out there, put on a show. I've trained, I've done all the hard yard. I had Nonito Donaire down in my corner, pushing me to the absolute limits. I've had great sparring. I'm super ready, man. Like I said, the best of Zarafa is yet to come. And I think you're going to see it Wednesday. The patience, the mindset, the maturity, everything's ready to come.
Fantastic. That is former world title challenger Michael Zarafa, who'll be part of this co-main event against Bashir I, and that'll take us along to the main event of the evening. It's a former two-time champion of the world in Keith Thurman from the United States, and this man, Brock Jarvis, who brings a record of 22-1 with 20 stoppages, and on Wednesday night has a massive opportunity to leap to the top of the boxing world. Brock, great to see you. Good to have you here ahead of a monster opportunity for you. How's the build-up to this been for you? Because I'm sure it's unlike anything that you've ever seen before against someone like Keith Thurman.
Yeah, so what you're going to hear now from the other side of this table is a lot of shit talking. So just be prepared for that. The way this fight's going to go is Keith's an old man now. He's not the same as what he used to be. He thinks he's the same, but he's not. Okay, he's coming off some big injuries, and he's going to really struggle getting back in there. So I'm going to hit him, and I am going to hurt him, and it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to it.
Well, they are fighting words to kick us off. Keith, I'll just get you to respond straight up because Brock Jarvis has clearly come here with something to say.
Look, there's been a lot of great build-up to this fight. That little Bondi Beach fellow over there is just a little muscle-bound bitch boy. At the end of the day, he ain't never seen nothing like this. I could be 46 years old, I still whoop his ass. I could be 56 years old, I still whoop his ass. At the end of the day, man, I came here to get back into the beautiful sport of boxing that I've loved, that I've dedicated my whole life to since I was 7 years old. And it's just an honor, a blessing to be here, to travel the world, to showcase my skills and talent live on this beautiful card, under this beautiful platform, in this beautiful city of Sydney. I'm looking forward to being at the Hordern Pavilion, having all the fight fans come out. We got an electric card, we have an electric night, and we're gonna have a tremendous main event here with your man, Keith One-Time Thurman, just showcasing my skills and talent live in action. Like they've been saying, a Hall of Famer. You know, they think I'm a mystical creature. They're wondering why I'm still here. But when I bring that hot fire, you're gonna know what it's all about, man.
Are you ready for that hot fire, Brock?
Well, I'm certainly ready. I was looking at him the other day. He doesn't look ready to me at all. Looked like he was involved in a yoga class or something like that. I don't know. So I'm bringing the heat. I'm the one that's going to bring the heat. I'm coming in for the knockout. I'm not going to miss. I'm going to hit him and I'm going to hurt him. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know how he's going to react at his age anymore.
Do you think that he and his team are underestimating the threat that you present, Brock?
I certainly do. I think they've totally underestimated me. So, you know, I'm coming in for the kill.
What would you say to your fans who have been watching this build-up, who've been listening to what Keith has been saying, have been seeing your reactions? What do you say to the Brock Jarvis army who'll be there at the Hordern on Wednesday night?
Look, I've got a lot of boys coming. It's going to be a great night at the Hordern Pavilion, March 12th. What can I say? You know, it's going to be exciting, and I'm coming in for an aggressive stoppage.
Keith, clearly Brock thinks that you're underestimating him. Do you think this is an easy night for you?
I mean, he moves like a cardboard box on wheels, man. A fucking Tetris board in action. He's square as fuck. The boy's got no head movement. I mean, two-time world champion, man. At the end of the day, I've seen this time and time and time again. You know, I'm not trying to underestimate him. I'm trying to analyze the opponent that they happen to put in front of me. It's not my fault that he's square, that he just comes in, got no head movement, and he just believes that he's gonna drop bombs on an old man and that I'm gonna crumble. Look,
I'm going to drop bombs, I'm not going to miss, and I want to punch a hole in your head. That's
all you're going to do is miss.
I'm going to punch a hole in your head.
All you're going to do is miss.
Keith, I'm going to hit you, and I'm going to hurt you. Just remember that. Just know that. I'm going to hit you, I'm going to hurt you.
I'm shaking.
You're not the same anymore.
Brock, I'm shaking. I'm so fucking scared.
I swear.
Please, don't, please. Put it in the contract. Don't let Brock hurt me. Please. Can we do it? Can we do it today? Just don't let Brock hurt the old man, please.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's great. I'm serious. I'm coming in to hurt you.
That's nice. I love the intentions. But a lot of people have what's called a wrong view in life. They blown your head up. Your trainer fucking left you because you don't know how to fucking listen, Brock. You can't listen to an old man that was training you who was already world champion, and you can't hear the words that this champion is telling you today. You might do great things, but not on Wednesday night. Bet.
Wednesday night is going to be a bad night to be Keith Thurman. That's what it's going to be. I'm going to do some serious damage.
Just like Liam, baby, you've fallen short.
I'm going to send you into
Just like Liam, baby,
I'm going to send you into retirement,
short.
and he can go back to commentating.
Get past the first round, please. Please, Brock.
You can go back to commentary. That's
for
what you're trying to set up
for
here,
everybody
so
buying the pay-per-view fans, please just chant, Brock, get past the first round. Brock, get past the first round. Don't go down in the first round. Please, Brock. Can you do that for us?
You can retire after this fight, a two-time world champion. It's not that bad. You know, it'll be all right.
Can you get past the first round, Brock, please? Please get past the first round.
Once I get past the first round, I swear I'm going to punch a hole in your head. That's what's going to happen. I want to punch a hole in your head.
All right, Tetris Master, whatever you say, man. Whatever you say.
Keith, what's your understanding of what happens from here? Assuming things go how you say that they will and you beat Brock Jarvis on Wednesday night, is it Tim Tszyu next for you?
You know, Obviously, No Limit Promotion has everything that they need to make that fight happen. This fight for me is my comeback fight, to reestablish myself in the beautiful sport of boxing, to let the fight fans see who is this old 36-year-old Thurman. What can he do? We know what he's done. What can he do? Well, it's all gonna happen right now after I fuck up you, all right? So the world will see what Thurman brings to the table, and from there, you know, I'll just be waiting for the next contract. If it happens to have Tim Tszew's name on the other side, I'll be happy to sign it. I've already signed a contract against Tim Tszyu once. It was an unfortunate event. We didn't get to make that manifest. Maybe this is the year, but at the end of the day,
you're not going to be coming back here after this fight. You're coming here once. It's a one-time thing. You come in here, you're going to lose, and you're going to be sent home. That's it. You won't be coming back again.
One time's been champion, 2 times. You've been knocked the fuck out.
One time
Come
you come here,
on,
one
man.
time you go home. That's
Come on, man. I've been dropped. I get up and I put hands on Manny Pacquiao.
You're a long way from home here. You're a long way from home.
Speaking of which, shout out to my wife, shout out to my kids. Today is a beautiful day, not just in the sport of boxing, but for me and my life. My little girl turned 2 years old today. Can I get a round of applause for my baby girl? Brock, you don't understand what it means to really be the provider of your tribe. You don't understand what it means to come from the hustle and the grind and to make sure that you are the reason why your family eats. You ain't nothing but an appetizer, boy. I'ma clean the plate early, easy work.
Final words from you, Brock?
Like I said before, March 12th, be there. It's going to be a bad night to beat Keith Thurman.
And Keith, you want to finish us off?
Get your tickets, get the pay-per-view, buy some beer, and enjoy a terrific night of No Limit Boxing live here in Sydney. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Indeed, we're going to face them off now, our 2 main event fighters. George, can you get into position there? I don't know if you want Michael to help you as well, but if you could just take your position there against the signage, because we'll now face them off, these 2 main event fighters. The former 2-time world champion from the United States in Keith Thurman, and Australia's rising star, the knockout artist that is Brock Jarvis.